Where can you find land?
Massive land shortage right now. You know, you're waiting average of 6 months for the land to be titled.
Is that tough?
Yeah, is that tough?
It's almost like trying to get a Coachella ticket
Yeah,
or a Splendid ticket. A big block of land and having backyard cricket.
It's a dream now. 150 people inquired on 13 blocks.
Wow. Buy a block of land and build. What's that sort of price point that you see most?
That used to be a luxury price 2-3 years ago, right? But now it's the norm.
3 common mistakes you see first home buyers make.
Your first home is never going to be your forever home.
Where do you see the next 12 to 18 months in the industry?
The main thing people are worried about is the construction taking 3 years. You're not going to get your keys in 12 months unless you have a title block of land. This guy comes over, he's like, you're that property guy, aren't you? I'm like, oh, I'm not property guy, maybe house and land guy, mate. I'm not a real estate agent, mate.
Welcome back to another episode of That Backyard Property Pod. I am so excited today. You would have seen this person before. He is a social media star. He's also a house and land expert. Andrew Campbell, welcome.
Thanks, mate.
It's so good to have you in.
Finally, after 2 years chatting on social media, we meet in person.
Yeah, we meet in person.
Yeah.
I think we missed a Bucks party that was supposed to be together, but otherwise, it's good to have you in.
Yeah. Cheers, mate. Thanks for having me.
We're going to go through all things Perth property market, house and land, construction industry. That's what your bread and butter is.
Yep.
But I love starting the conversation off with what a home means. So what does a home mean to you?
Mate, a home means to me, mate, I was having to think about this question this morning. And, mate, look, I'm from New Zealand. I don't have my family here. I mean, I've never really had much family, come from a broken family. Whenever I'm with my friends, or hanging out with my friends at my friends' homes, that's home to me, that's where my friends are my family. I'm a single guy. Well, I'm seeing someone, but I have no children. Mate, when I'm with my friends, that's what home is for me, mate. Yeah.
It's Perth's an interesting place for that because it's not as transient as other places that I've certainly lived in.
Yeah.
Did you find it, when did you move to Perth? When did that
18 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, moved out of home at 18 and moved straight to Perth. Yeah.
For what reason?
Mate, just heard about the lifestyle, the money, the weather, and had friends here. They said, come on over, we've got a spare bedroom. So I moved over and never left.
So you're 18 and
18, moved straight out of home.
Wow. What was that? Like, talk me through that.
Oh, mate, it was exciting, but also scary at the time. Got, fairly homesick for the first few years. But I'm ever so glad I didn't leave and didn't go back to New Zealand because I don't know, who knows where I would be if I was still there, mate.
There's so much you learn about yourself when you travel and move somewhere that you don't know maybe one or two people. That's
mate,
it.
I had to fend for myself,
Yeah.
Yeah, nothing, yeah.
That's so interesting. And so obviously the house and land expert, we'll go through the Perth property market, but how did you get started in that industry?
Mate, I got a construction background, worked in the mines for several years, was doing a bit of work on new builds in Perth, roof plumber, roof tiler, bobcat work, went into the mines, did 3 or 4 years in the mines, and then I always just had this inkling for sales. Me and my mate were peddling some health products for a little while and kind of got over it, but that kind of opened up, should I get into sales? So I was like, thinking about selling cars. And then my mate's saw an advertisement at the Good Life Health Club's gym for a membership consultant. And he's like, mate, have a crack at this. It'll be a good way to learn sales. So did that for a year, learned the phone hustle, learned sales. I remember I had this most amazing month and I thought I made heaps of commission. But he's like, if you come and do this, my mate was in house and land at the point. He's like, if you come and put that amount of effort into house and land, you'll make tenfold. So 6 months later, bit the bullet, jumped into house and land, and that was 9.5 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
You've seen a lot of change in the industry.
I think I've almost seen it all now.
Yeah. That's when I'm talking to first home buyers that bought 2 years ago and they've made 200 grand. You go, it's not always like that.
Yeah, it's not always like that. Because, mate, when I was starting selling in 2016, mate, you built the house and it was worth less.
Yeah.
But now those people are sitting pretty.
They're sitting pretty, but there was also rebates from builders. There was discounts on land.
Kitchen sink thrown at you.
Yeah. How different is that?
Yeah. Oh, mate, just pretty different to this market now, Michael.
Yeah. Well, let's go into it. So the market is what it is.
Yep.
And I think the reason why I love connecting with you is you've got such a positive outlook on it.
Yeah.
You tell it how it is in a positive way, and people can actually do it.
Yeah.
And the thing that I've noticed, especially for first-time buyers and investors, is they always think it's too hard.
Yeah. always.
because they just don't have the
Yeah.
information.
Yeah.
And then once they're provided the information,
Yeah.
they go, oh, actually,
Yeah.
I can do it.
Yeah. Well, that's what my role is, and that's what I try and push out there, is that I'm here to show you how it's done. Because amount of people will say, "Oh, I'm not ready. I want to do this next year." Why do you want to do it next year? Because I don't have the savings. Well, you don't need the savings today because you're waiting 6 months for the land. We can put down a small deposit, secure your house and land package, get the ball rolling, and you've got a time frame to come up for deposit. And if they're comfortable with that, they're like, oh, well, we can do that. You don't need your ducks in a row today.
Talk me through that land component, because that's a really good point.
Well, mate, back when I started, we used to sit a client down, we work out their perfect dream design that they can afford, and then go find a block of land to put that on. Now it's completely flipped on its script. Has been like that for a couple of years now since COVID. Yeah, it's just massive land shortage right now. You're waiting average of 6 months for the land to be titled. But that is kind of a positive in a way for most clients. If you're not ready today, that means you can still put down your holding deposit, get the ball rolling, and long as you know in that time frame that you can get your ducks in a row, get your savings together, clear some debt, get that pay rise or whatever, and in 6 months' time, you've got your land and we can start building.
Where can you find land right now?
Nowhere. It's like this time last year was pretty tough. Whereas I just took a few months off at the end of last year because it was just that hard to make a sale and put a house and land package together, and it's worse now. So most estates have gone to an expression of interest. Well, almost every single estate in Perth have gone to an expression of interest now. You register your interest, you pick out a couple of blocks that you would like to buy. At 1 o'clock on a Wednesday, you send that email first and best dressed, and hope to God that got one.
It's that tough.
Yeah, it's that tough.
It's almost like trying to get a Coachella ticket.
Yeah,
or a Splendid ticket.
I was just thinking that it's like festival tickets. Just for example, just at the start of the month, just one client in particular, they'd been out there. They went and got their pre-approval. I mean, I help most clients with finance, but they went and got their pre-approval or letter of eligibility first, and they were out there looking for land by themselves, and they came to me saying, we need help. So a week later, we managed to get them a block of land, but that was because I leveraged my relationship with the land developer, called up a particular land developer. When's the next release? It's at Wednesday, 1 p.m. They sent me the stage plan so we could pick out what lots we want. We've gone, we'll go for 1, 2, 3 lots. Had that email, sent that at 1 o'clock on Wednesday with the letter of eligibility, managed to get straight in first. And then they got a block 2 hours later, and 150 people inquired on 13 blocks, and we only wanted to go for 3 of them. So
wow,
that's how it's like now.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are coming to us builder reps because they know we have the relationships. I mean, I was speaking about this on socials the other day, that we do have the relationship with the land developers, so it's a lot easier for us to get the land for them.
Yeah. And are you seeing more land coming to market, or is there why is there such a disparity between land being available and no land at all?
Yeah, I mean it's who knows what the land developers are already doing? They're probably withholding, but main reason there is that they just can't develop it quick enough. We don't have enough civils workers. They can't develop that. They're selling land that's still got trees on it. So.
Yeah. And what are you seeing in terms of the price point of those blocks? Because I guess that sort of old school Australian dream of having a big block of land and having backyard cricket.
It's a dream now.
Yeah.
I mean, for a first home buyer, the reality is you're not really getting that unless you're earning significant large amount of income and you've got a big deposit, and then you're not worrying about first home buyer stuff. But yeah, it's the prices have moved, especially in the last few months.
Yeah. And what, if you're trying to buy a block of land and build, what's that sort of price point that you see most at the moment?
Yeah, you are sitting around that 750, so you can still qualify for the first homeowners grant, as well as the no stamp duty and the first home buyer scheme, guarantee scheme. But if you're sitting at 750K, you're getting a modest 4x2 home on 375 square meters, 45 minutes from the Perth CBD. So, that used to be a luxury price 2-3 years ago, right? But now it's the norm. And it's the first home buyer guarantee scheme is not helping.
Yeah. Let's go into that, because what do you get as a first home buyer? So rock up, first home buyer. What am I getting obviously access to in Perth. What are there from state and federal?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the one things. So, if you stay under 750K, you got the first homeowners grant, which is 10 grand. And if you land under 350, you're paying no stamp duty on the land. You get the first home buyer guarantee scheme. So that's no lender's mortgage insurance. That's 25 grand savings. And then one of the biggest ones that Kiwis have been taking advantage of is the first home super saver scheme, which is the extra contributions to your superannuation. A lot of Aussies don't take advantage of that because not many people are actually making extra contributions to the super. But if you're a Kiwi and you've got your Kiwi saver, you can bring that over, dump that into a first Australian superannuation, and then withdraw those extra contributions. And that's 15 grand each. So if you're a couple, you got 30 grand towards your deposit. So if you're a Kiwi, you can have the four stacked on top of each other, which is a massive help to get into your own home.
That's a cracker.
Yeah,
That's so, because as you said, most people don't do the super saver scheme.
No.
So if anyone is watching and listening to this and they are a first home buyer, have a look at this. Because you obviously there's the tax benefits, there's the ability to save without worrying about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. For Kiwis, that Kiwi saver.
Yeah. And being a Kiwi myself, I pedal it pretty hard. So
it's so good. And so I've had a few Kiwis recently that have wanted to do it. What hoops do you have to jump through? What do you need to do to actually do that?
Get the first home.
Yeah, how do you get the Kiwi saver across?
It's actually super easy. Just as we started like figuring it out and using it and getting clients to use it, accountants were charging 2-3 grand because they were saying this is what involved in moving it over, when you don't need to do that. All you need to do is call up First Super. They're the main guys that do the transfer for you. Call them up. They instruct you how to get it released from your super fund in New Zealand. Release the First Super. Once it hits your account, takes about 4 to 6 weeks, your First Super account. Then you contact the ATO and the ATO release the funds into your bank account. It's super easy.
That's fantastic.
I mean, I've had one client, it was real difficult. That's only because the bank in New Zealand was being difficult. There was one bank that not many use them anyway. So
that's fantastic. Because as you said, you just stack these first home buyer benefits on top of each other.
Yeah.
Also, possibly why there is an issue in the market because there is an ability to do that.
Yeah, 100%. And I can see why they haven't lifted the first homeowner grant from 750 to 850 because that's just going to put more fuel on the fire, which it already is. So.
Yeah. And have you seen a huge influx since the changes in the guarantee scheme?
It's wild, yeah. I think, and it's a lot of movement of fear of missing out too, Is it great for first home buyers? Absolutely. Like it wipes out 30 grand off your deposit. But did the market need it? Absolutely not.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And I'm finding that with a lot of first home buyers at the moment. A lot of people wanting to upgrade. So the same feeling of this fear of missing out.
Yeah.
And even this morning, an email from a first home buyer, they won't be able to do it until next year, just circumstances.
Yeah.
But the email was so distressed that they won't ever then be able to do it.
Yeah.
So no, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like the market is moving.
Yeah.
But you can still do it.
Yeah, you can still do it. Absolutely.
And what are you saying to first home buyers around that part? That what's the positivity of it?
Well, I always say, Michael, get into the market when you can with what you can buy. The amount of clients that have come back to me that I speak to. I'm just speaking to a girl now who I spoke to 2 years ago, and I looked at it on my CRM, and it was like July 2023, and she's like, we'll just wait. And now they've come back to the market because they couldn't get what they wanted then, and now it's even less now. So, yeah, it's a very turmoil market right now, and it's crazy out there, but I think you've just got to get in.
Yeah.
You've got to get in with what you can, and don't get caught up on not having your dream home for your first home.
Which is, it's okay.
Yeah.
This is a long runway.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
I mean, that was going to be one of my tips, is don't get hung up on not having exactly the right dream home for your first home. Mm-hmm. Get into the market with what you can afford, when you can afford, and don't worry about what the market's doing.
And if we go, dial it right onto the construction side, because you're with them for a fair period of this process. It's quite a long journey.
Yeah, I'm with them mainly up with them up until the construction starts. So yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So in this case, it's, 9 months on average, maybe a year, just depending on when the land titles are.
Yep. Yeah. And so from a construction perspective, having look like you've obviously got your designs and
Yeah.
everything that just looks good, right?
Yeah.
And from a construction, like what do people expect? What are their fears? What are they worried about? Like, what's that look like?
The main thing people are worried about is the construction taking 3 years, right? So there's still plenty of horror stories that people are hanging on to from COVID. During the COVID boom, with all the grants, we saw construction times, actual construction of the house blow up to like 18 months. Most builders were doing the right thing, shutting the doors, keeping sales down. One particular company ruined it for most of us, but people are still hanging on to today. They heard stories from their friend who built that it's going to take 3 years to build a house. It's not going to take 3 years to build a house. Most builders are completing their construction within 10 months, but you are waiting that 6 months for the land to be ready, then another 3 to 4 months admin time once the surveys are done and to produce your building contracts and things. But yeah, one of the main things is it's not COVID anymore. I mean, we are seeing timeframes slightly push out, but it's nothing during like COVID.
Are you seeing people, like obviously there's shortages in bricks and whatnot in some cases. Are you seeing people change the type of home they want?
No, because for the builder that I work for, it's one construction method, double brick home, timber frame roof of colorbond roof. They won't. Yeah, there's no change in regards to that.
Yeah, there's still enough there to be able to supply.
Yeah, we don't have we definitely don't have supply issues right now.
Yeah.
I think we might start running into labor shortage. I think we're getting short on brickies to actually lay the bricks, so we're seeing them trying to push their prices up a bit. Whereas our director pushes back pretty hard on it, but yeah, you got to give in at some point. When there's a supply and demand there.
Yeah, because the demand is really high at the moment.
But it's not like the massive influx we had in 2020, when those building grants came out.
Yeah. And where do you see the next 12 to 18 months in the industry?
Mate, it's probably going to get worse before it gets better in terms of land availability. I mean, I think the land availability is keeping the construction timeframes within reason, because obviously there's just not enough land there, so there's not enough customers. Going back to COVID, there was a massive amount of land available, so there's just all these people quickly brought it, and there was all these jobs needed to be built, which obviously slowed down timeframes. But having the shortage of land, I think that's going to protect the timeframes of the construction for the homes.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah, because we just can't make the sales to get them to site, so it's just
It is a fascinating industry because there's a lot of moving parts. There's a lot of people involved.
A lot of people involved.
Like, how do you guide people through that? Like, because they're coming to you because of your brand, your reputation.
Yeah.
And you're kind of guiding them through the whole process up to that construction point.
First things first is set their expectations. You're not going to have your house. You're not going to get your keys in 12 months. Unless you have a title block of land, which is extremely rare. The only way I'm getting title blocks of land for clients is I happen to call at the right time to a land agent, and one block of land just came back to market because they couldn't get the finance, right? Does
that happen?
Yeah, it happens. Yeah, I mean, I've got lucky a few times over the last couple of months, and you get to get the construction within a couple of months, right? But for the majority, it's, guys, you're realistically not going to have your keys for at least 18 months. We're going to wait 6 months for the land to be ready if we can find it, and hopefully the titles are within 6 months. Most are. I mean, I've got now signing up clients for June titles, so that's 8 months away. But as long as they understand the time frame, and then we've got 3 to 4 months pre-construction, so getting your building contract sorted, doing surveys, your pre-start, finance, all of that, and then 4, 5, 6 weeks to get your slab down from construction start, and then it's 10 months to get your keys from there. So as long as I understand that, and the expectations are set, it's usually a smooth ride from there.
Yeah, well, I guess you set those expectations in all your content. So we'll go on to that.
Yeah.
So you've built up quite a following.
Yeah,
which is really cool.
Yeah.
If anyone hasn't seen Andrew, if you've seen any videos with someone pointing to a house and guiding you through that house, this is your man. Talk me through your social media.
Oh, mate, it's like I was saying just before the show, just in the last 4 months, my Instagram's blown up 200%. It took me 9 years to get to this point, to get the overnight success. But yeah, like I was saying before, I really just gave people what they wanted, I think. Typical sales, there's always withheld information, and if you're inquiring with a builder, the builder's not going to give you the price until you go and sit down with them. But for my walkthroughs, I noticed people weren't really actually showing display homes. Yeah, you got pictures and stuff, but mate, people rather see a video and see what they're actually getting, right? So I started doing video walkthroughs of our display homes, and then started doing video walkthroughs of the actual clients' homes, ones that are still under construction, near completion, completed. And so you're actually showing the client what they're getting and giving them the actual price, not just Siteworks is not included. These realestate.com ads for new builds, it's like aircon's not included, Siteworks not included. Well, you need all that stuff. This is the actual price. So I will price them off a client's build that I've just done with that land at that date of what it costs, and showing people what they want. And then what was the other one we're talking about? The breakdown of deposits. Like when people see, oh, that's me. I mean, I've almost got 30 grand saved, and I make 130 grand a year. That's me. I can do that. So let's move forward. It's basically just gave the people what they wanted and what sales doesn't give people, right?
What's it taught you about yourself in the industry,
mate? I mean, my social media has definitely helped me, be a better public speaker, right? Like we're saying, like, scroll to the bottom of my Instagram, it's horrendous. I remember like when I was starting my social media, and that was like 9.5 years ago. My girlfriend at the time, we were doing that many filming and that many takes and scripting everything out. Like, well, who am I kidding? I can't remember a full script, and now it's just. But I think it came with experience and time. Now that I know a lot more in the industry, and I consider myself to be, an expert in the industry. I guess I know most things. You can just rattle it off. When I jump on camera and do a film, I just have this idea in my head driving, and then I pull over and just rattle it off, mate, and leave the mistakes in there.
It's so raw and it's real. And we were laughing about it, that we do get people within the industry reaching out, just people wanting to understand how you build a social media account or a presence or whatever it might be. Yeah. And the reality is you just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Go with the stuff ups. Yeah. Post the bad video.
yeah, the mistakes, the bloopers, whatever it might. It doesn't really matter. Yeah. I think we're probably so self-conscious in a lot of things we do. Yeah. And you go, oh, they won't like this because
worried about people are going to think,
Yeah. And then you don't realize that no one else notices you've got a coffee stain on your shirt, or like no one even notices.
When I learned to get over, not to worry about what people think, I think that's when my videos just started flowing.
Yeah.
Because the people that are judging are the ones that are not going to get on the camera.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely, the ones that are giving you a bit of advice in the background.
But yeah, no, mate, my social media is paid dividends, mate. Yeah. I think we originally made contact on TikTok 2 years ago, and that's just blown up for me and given me so much more reach, and been able to reach so many more customers and get out there. So,
have you ever had a moment like Justin Marandino where you're walking through the shops and someone says, "Hey"?
I get it every now and again. Yeah.
What do you say?
I mean, I was out at a bar a couple of months ago. I think that was the last one. And this guy came to me. He's like, "You're that property guy, aren't you?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm not property guy. Maybe house and land guy, mate. I'm not a real estate agent, mate." But yeah, that's me. Yeah. I get it every now and again. Yeah.
Actually, that's who does get. We were talking for Curtis McLean, who Kiwi and how, hey, you're a Kiwi, like people just notice you as that person. Yeah. If we kind of dial it back to house and land, what are 3 common mistakes you see first home buyers make?
Oh, well, like I just touched on before, and I'll say it again, is don't get hung up on having the perfect first home. Buy what you can, when you can. Don't worry about what the market's doing, because it'll always work out for you. The amount of people that have missed out 2-3 years ago because they didn't pull the trigger because they didn't get what they wanted, didn't get the backyard that they wanted, or was not happy with what they were getting, have completely missed out. Your forever home is never going to be. Sorry, your first home is never going to be your forever home, and that's what people get hung up on so much. I can understand if you're young family and you've got 2 kids, you probably want something more permanent that's going to last you 10 years. But let's be honest, it's still never going to be there forever home. Get into the market. What's the other thing? Just trust the process, So I get it, it's a nerve-wracking thing, buying your first home. It's scary, but trust the process. Trust the builder rep, trust the broker. It's our day-to-day job. If we're not worried, you shouldn't be worried. Okay, but if I'm worried, I'm calling you about an issue. Maybe you should be worrying a little bit, but generally we'll come to you with a solution, a problem with a solution then. And yeah, if you're a first home buyer thinking about getting into the market soon and you're worried about what you need to do and prepare for it, do not take out debts. I talk about this all the time. Don't take out car loans. Don't take out personal loans. Clear debts. Michael, that's the number one thing. I mean, you'll see it all the time. Being a broker, it's the number one thing that stops people from getting into their own home is, the Land Cruiser ticked up, right? I always say, get your mortgage first. Get comfortable with that. Once you're comfortable with your mortgage and your mortgage repayments, I even tell clients before they even got their mortgage and approved, start paying your mortgage now. Pay your rent, and then what's the gap between your rent and your mortgage? Start saving that and start acting like you're paying your mortgage. You feel comfortable with that, and you've got your loan and you've got your mortgage established, and you think you can afford a car loan, then go get the car loan. But you can't do it the other way around because that stops most people getting a home loan.
That's such good advice.
It significantly impacts the borrowing capacity,
yeah,
right, as you know.
It's such good advice. And I think it's the thing that people don't know. Yeah. And they go out and just do it.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, I wish I didn't do that. You're like,
yeah. I mean, you got for FIFO guys, right? Like, you're earning big cash. We'll go tick up a, 80 grand cruiser or whatever and think, I can afford a mortgage as well. But it's just wiped out 40% of your home loan borrowing capacity.
I've seen a lot of car leases wiping out borrowing capacity because people are looking for some way to reduce tax. They get a car lease, and the car lease is a lot higher than a personal loan.
Shoots you in the foot.
And you go, oh, actually a personal loan would have been better. Car leases can be really costly.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't come across too many, but I mean, salary sacrifices as well, just as bad, really.
Yeah. It's one of those fascinating things I find around once you enter the market and you have a mortgage and a home loan. You've got the property and you can start actually growing your wealth if that's what you want to do from there.
Yeah.
And after a year or 2 years, you might have improved the property, you've paid down a bit of the debt. All of a sudden, other opportunities present themselves.
Oh, massively.
But if you don't do it,
Yeah.
That never happens.
I mean, the amount of clients who haven't moved forward because they don't think they can afford the mortgage repayments. Mm-hmm. Well, the bank knows you can afford it. It comes down to your lifestyle. Mm-hmm. Once people have established, I remember taking out my first mortgage and I got comfortable with it. I'm like, oh, this is not so bad. Yeah. You just learn to adapt. But it's hard for a lot of first homeowners to wrap their head around that and get over that first and realize, okay, we just got to adjust our lifestyle a bit. You know, maybe not Uber Eats 5 times a week and, the gambling and whatever, right? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can actually achieve once you're comfortable with it and wrap your head around it.
Have you found that people are wanting a house to be able to have more roommates or tenants or anything like that? Are people's life, the way they live, changing, or is it still very much the same type of homes they want built?
Yeah, hard to say. I mean, right now people just want to get into the market. Yeah, I think it's stability. It's something. It's an asset. I mean, as much as maybe your own occupied home is not an asset, but it is in turn. You're paying off your own home and you're getting capital growth. There's a lot of fear of people right now. They're not going to get into the market, so they're just like, let's just get me in there, get something that I can afford.
Just need more land.
Yeah, just need more land.
Any land developers out there? Any land developers out there? Give Andrew your number.
We need civils workers.
We need more of it. And I've loved where this has gone. I think, as I've said, reiterate again, your ability to present a home and how to get into a home is impressive. And anyone that doesn't follow you already should, especially if you're wanting to do it or just wanting to find out more information.
Yeah.
I love finishing off these conversations around what we're proud of. I feel that we definitely don't do that in Australia, and I think New Zealand's quite
Yeah,
similar as well. Where
you can't
we
be
don't-
proud of what you want.
Yeah.
You get cut down, mate.
Yeah, you cut down, but I think it's really important that we do at least acknowledge something. And
Yeah.
and look, you've moved here as an 18-year-old, and now you are where you are. It's
Yeah.
pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Like, you must
Yeah.
be proud. So talk to me. What are you proud of personally and professionally?
Well, mate, professionally, it's funny you asked this actually because I've got this one client. He'll message me every 6 months. I signed him up in 2019, and he messages me every 6 months because I've actually got him on my personal Instagram and we chat and we've become friends. But he messaged me last night actually. He's like, mate, I'm thinking about doing my second build. We've been talking about it for a while. But he's actually finally thinking about doing it now. He's like, I want to use some equity in my home. And he's like, mate, I just cannot thank you enough for pushing me into it. I was almost going to quit, and his home's doubled in value, Michael, in Brougham. And he's just like, mate, it's obviously changed my life. And I get a few of those people every now and again. And I look back at over the last 4, 5, 6 years of people, who I got helped get into the market. Even before COVID, we had to do all sorts to get finance, get people approved for finance. And I think wow, those people are in a better place thanks to, myself helping them, So that's quite, rewarding. And then personally, mate, I always say sales is a skill that everyone needs, doesn't matter what you do in life, sales is a life skill, and it's changed my life. It's given me so much personal growth, mate, because I'm a high school dropout, got no qualification, I got no degree in anything, mate. I was just some Kiwi that came over here and had a crack at life. And jumping into sales in this industry just helped me grow so much personally as a speaker, but you're more confident in life, just, mate, yeah.
That is so true. That is so true. And I feel that a lot of people are too fearful of what that could be, what the outcome could be, and you've gone and just done it.
Yeah. It's
and now
good.
you get to reflect and go, oh,
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
And I had a mate dabble in the industry. He doesn't work in the industry anymore, but he dabbled in it and helped make some sales for another mate. And he just picked up sales in that year, and now he's using those sales skills in his other industry, with his business now. And I've got another mate joining the industry at the moment, and it's just opened up his eyes to the growth aspect of it personally,
Yeah, as you said, because there's the personal benefits, there's the financial benefits as well, and it kind of all comes into together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming in. As I said, I really, really appreciate what you do in the industry. I think,
thanks.
especially house and land, I think there's too much murky grey area around it, and I love that there's someone tackling that. So that's great. How can people find you?
Mate, jump onto my social media. Instagram or TikTok. TikTok, House and Land with Andrew, or my Instagram handle is andrew.perfs.newhomes, which I made 9.5 years ago, but it's long. But I think just Google House and Land Andrew and I'll pop up somewhere.
Yeah, definitely do. We'll add it in the show notes anyway,
Yeah,
so it'll be in there. Thanks again, and I can't wait to see what you can achieve over the next 18, 24 months. It's going to be fantastic.
Mate, looking forward to it. Thanks for having me, mate. Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. It's amazing to have you as part of this community for That Backyard Property Pod. Remember, please hit like, subscribe, follow, and send through any questions that you have. We cannot wait to see you again next Tuesday. If you can't wait though, remember we have minis that come out every Thursday, which go into a little bit more depth into the lending and mortgage world. Thanks again, and can't wait to see you again.